Life gives you exactly what you need at exactly the right time, but only if you learn to be still, only if you trust the process. When you stop forcing things, when you stop begging for approval, when you stop explaining yourself to people who never cared to understand, that's when life starts working in your favor. The right things come, the right people stay, the wrong ones remove themselves. All you have to do is stay silent and let it happen. Silence is power, not just the absence of words, but the presence of awareness. The moment you stop talking, you take back control. You begin to listen, not just to words, but to what isn't being said, to the energy in the room, to the hidden motives behind people's actions, to the truth beneath all the noise. Most people can't handle silence. They talk because they fear it. They think being louder makes them stronger. But true strength isn't about how much you say. It's about what you do in moments of restraint. It's about patience. It's about having the discipline to observe and understand before reacting. Think about the people you admire most, the leaders, the visionaries. They don't waste words. They don't fill space with meaningless chatter. When they speak, people listen. Why? Because their words carry weight. And what gives their words weight? Experience, wisdom, intention. That's the power of silence. When you stop talking, you start listening to yourself. You recognize the thoughts that truly matter. You notice the warnings you once ignored. You see clearly who is for you and who is just playing a role. Because when you're always speaking, you can't observe, you can't analyze, and you miss the moments when people reveal exactly who they are. Winning in life isn't about how much you say, it's about how much you understand. When you listen more than you speak, you learn. You pick up on opportunities before they become obvious. You see people's true intentions before they can deceive you. Silence brings clarity, and clarity separates the strong from the weak. People respect silence more than words. Anyone can talk, anyone can make promises, but real power doesn't need to announce itself. Real power is felt. It's in your presence, your actions, your ability to sit in silence and still command attention. Now let's talk about desperation. Desperation repels what you desire. The more you chase something, the more it resists you. This applies to success, relationships, respect, and opportunities. The moment you start running after them, you give off an energy of lack and neediness. Nothing valuable responds well to desperation. Have you ever tried catching a butterfly? The more you reach for it, the further it flies. But when you stand still, it lands gently on your shoulder. Life works the same way. The harder you chase, the faster things slip away. But when you stop, when you focus on yourself and embody patience and confidence, everything starts gravitating toward you. When you chase someone, when you make yourself too available, you diminish your value. Your actions say that you're willing to overextend yourself just to keep them in your life. And when someone senses that, they take you for granted. But when you stop chasing, that's when things shift. That's when people notice your absence and begin to wonder why you're no longer available. Chasing is rooted in fear, the fear of losing, the fear of not being enough. But when you let go of that fear, when you realize you don't need to chase anything to be worthy, everything shifts. You carry yourself differently. You stop accepting breadcrumbs because you know you deserve the whole feast. When you stop chasing, you start attracting. You operate from abundance instead of lack. You realize that what is meant for you will never require you to lose yourself to keep it. The right people will see your value without you proving it. The right opportunities will come when you're ready, not when you're desperate. There's strength in keeping your dreams and plans to yourself. Not everyone deserves to know what you're working on. Some people only want to hear your plans so they can plant doubt. Others want to see your next step so they can block it. When you overshare, you invite unnecessary energy into your life. The most successful people don't announce every move. They work in silence, grinding when no one is watching, and by the time people realize what they've done, it's too late to stop them. A lion doesn't roar every minute to prove it's a lion. It moves with confidence, power, and certainty. Patience is one of the greatest strengths you can have. In a world obsessed with instant results and overnight transformations, patience has become undervalued. But the strongest people understand that great things take time. They don't rush, they don't force, They trust the process. When you lack patience, you make desperate decisions. You settle for less than you deserve. You take shortcuts that cost you more in the long run. But when you trust the process, you make better choices. You wait for what truly aligns with you instead of grabbing whatever's available out of fear. Think about the strongest structures in the world. They take years to build. You can't rush the foundation and expect the building to last. The same is true for anything meaningful in life. A strong relationship isn't built overnight. A successful business doesn't happen in a week. These things take patience, endurance, and trust. Patience is discipline. It's the ability to keep going even when there's no proof that things are working yet. It's showing up every day, doing the work, believing in yourself even when nothing around you is changing. Real success doesn't happen in one big dramatic moment. It happens in small, consistent efforts that add up over time. Finally, trust the timing of your life. Just like nature doesn't rush, yet everything gets done, your life will unfold exactly as it was supposed to. The sun rises and sets each day without being rushed. Flowers bloom when they're ready. The rain falls when the time is right. Everything happens in perfect order. Let go of the need to control. Life doesn't follow your clock. It moves at its own pace. And the more you try to rush, the more you miss out on the beauty of the journey. Growth cannot be rushed. Just like a tree starts as a tiny seed, growing roots beneath the soil where no one can see, you too are growing in ways that aren't always visible. Your journey is unique. Stop comparing your path to anyone else's. What is meant for you will come at the right time. Your dreams don't have an expiration date. There is no right age to start, no perfect time to begin, and no deadline for finding your purpose. The timing of your life is perfect. It may not always make sense in the moment, but one day when you look back, you'll see how everything lined up. Every challenge, every setback, every success played a role in shaping who you are today and who you will become tomorrow. So trust the journey. Trust that you are where you need to be. Trust that what's meant for you will come at the right time. And until then, know that everything is falling into place exactly as it was always meant to. Now breathe, relax, and watch how life unfolds just as it was always meant to.